All right, everybody. If you've made it through the plan at this point, most of the videos, hopefully, first of all, I appreciate your involvement. I appreciate your attention to everything. Hopefully, you're mostly in agreement with the 10 points of the plan that I put forward. And again, those 10 points are addressing the national debt, bringing down spending on national defense and the military-industrial complex, and international, foreign countries, making healthcare more affordable, addressing health and safety in the U.S., addressing data privacy and AI use among corporations. Um, Number six was looking at growth initiatives that will help everyday Americans. Number seven was doing something about outsized corporate influence in the U.S. and how to restrict um, their influence over everybody's lives on a day-to-day basis. Number eight was addressing affordability for the average American across the board. Um, Number nine is addressing these infringements on individual liberties, and number 10 was anti-corruption. Hopefully, these are things that are important to you as they are to me. So I chose these 10 things specifically because I believe in them. And they're things that are important to me and things that I would like to see happen. But more importantly, I look to these 10 parts of the plan because I believe the vast majority of Americans want action on these 10 things. And these are 10 things that are important to most people. And let me talk about why that's important. So, what is my goal with all of this? I have two goals here. My first goal is to see an independent president elected for 2028. I strongly believe that if you go through and you elect one of the two candidates that they put in front of you, you're just going to see more of the same. It's going to be a continuation of what we've seen for the past 20 years, and things will only get worse from here. So, my number one thing is that I want to see an independent president be elected, whether it's me or somebody else. But secondly, and the reason I put together these 10 things is because I believe these are 10 things that will improve the lives of everyday Americans and will get America back on the right track from where it's headed now. So that's my goal in all this. Some people will say you can't be elected as an independent president. It's not possible. Well, first of all, I would say you have to be willing to do something different if you want things to change. If you don't do something different, it's just going to be more of the same. If you elect one of those two parties or the party that has the monopoly on the federal government, they're not going to address any of these issues because their donors don't want them to. They're going to be beholden to the party. They're already bought and paid for by the donors that support those parties. So if you want to see something different, you have to elect an independent president who's not beholden to one of those parties. People will say that's not possible, and they're going to say that for two reasons. First of all, they're going to say it's not possible because you can't get on the ballot. And then they'll say it's not possible because you can't get elected. So I'm going to address both of those here in this closing video. First of all, I researched the question of how to get on the ballot extensively before I put all this effort into this. And it's very possible for an independent candidate to get on the ballot in each state. So to get on the ballot, you have to have enough signatures of residents of that state. And that threshold number is not that high. I'll throw out some examples here. Massachusetts, 10,000 signatures. Kansas, 5,000 signatures. On the high side, what are some of the biggest? California, 173,000 signatures. Florida, 145,000 signatures. As a percentage of the number of residents in those states, that's not that big of a number. These are numbers that we can achieve if we spread the word. So that part of it's not that big a concern for me. The second part of it is they'll say you can't get elected. People will only vote for one of the two parties. I don't believe that either. So what does it take ultimately to get elected? In each state, you have to be the candidate with the most votes. That doesn't mean a majority. It doesn't mean you have to have greater than 50%. It means you have to have more than the other candidates. So let's say, for example, in a given state, the vote was split three ways: the two parties that are in control and the independent candidate. That would mean that the independent candidate has to have more than 34% of the votes. I think that's very doable. And the reason I say that is I think if you look at this plan and you look at these issues, I ask myself, are these issues that more than 34% of the public in every state support? And I say yes. I believe an overwhelming majority of voters in the US support these ideas and want action on these ideas. So I think that's doable. How? How would we do this and where do we go from here? Well, from here, the number one step is to spread the word. If you're interested in this, you want to support this, spread the word. Spread the links to the videos, spread the campaign on social media, tell your friends about it, put it on your social media, go to the website. There's a sign up at the website where you can express your interest with just your name and email address or state whatever you're comfortable giving. And what we're going to do is we're going to see how much support this garners over 2026. And if we get to the end of 2026 and it looks like we have the numbers to get on the ballots and enough clicks and interest to make this happen, then we'll release everything about the candidate in 2027, January 2027, and formalize the campaign starting in January of 2027. There's already some bio information about me on the website if you're interested in that, but we'll release it all and formalize the campaign in January if we get enough interest. So the only thing I'm asking of you now is spread the word. Go to the website, spread the links, spread it on social media. And I believe if we spread the word, I think people will be interested in something different, be interested in supporting this. And then if we formalize the campaign in 2027, we'll ramp up our effort through 2027, and get the petitions ready to get on the ballots, spread the word further into 2028, keep building support right into the end of 2028 and win this. I would not be spending my time on this if I didn't think we can make this happen. We can do this. And I appreciate your engagement with this. It means that you care and you're interested. I welcome your involvement. Let's get this done. Thanks, everybody.